Welcome, I'm Gretchen. This channel is all about my life in the Pacific Northwest with my French husband and our adorable little girl. While we love travel, we also really appreciate the simple pleasures of being at home. So if you like a good DIY project, cooking, and just taking the time to make your space feel like yours, then you're in the right space, and I hope you like following along with our adventures. Okay, hi, hello, welcome back. I'm very excited for this video today. I have been working on it for quite a while. There are a lot of things I really love about where we live. I love a lot of the features in historic buildings. It's one of the reasons I'm drawn to them. But one thing I never really liked about our unit was the bathroom. It felt very dated. It had a lot of features that were really old. The light fixture was kind of cracked. The light fixture was cracked. It just didn't feel like it fit with the rest of our space and our style, and I just never really liked it. So after years of mulling it over, I finally decided to do something about it, and I am so glad I did, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. I started this back in October. So if you are good with dates, you'll notice that October was more than 6 months ago. It did not take me 6 months to do this. I totally could have done this entire project over the course of probably one weekend or one holiday weekend, like a 3-day weekend. However, that's not how it happened. With my full-time job and parenting, and then getting my dad to help me with a little bit of electrical stuff, which you'll see later in the video, I ended up doing it over the course of like 3 months, part of it in October, part of it then we took a big break, and then my dad helped me finish it off in January. And I'd had some tech issues. I lost a chunk of my footage when my SD card died, and I just needed to carve out some time to really sit down and reintroduce this video and figure out what footage I was missing and what needed to be refilmed. So here we are, 6 months or so later, finally giving the bathroom reveal. So the first thing that I did, let me back up. The first thing that I lost was the footage that I did as my before footage so that you could see what the bathroom looked like before I started. Unfortunately, that is gone, and obviously because I'm at the end of the project, I can't refilm my before footage. I do have an old TikTok video that I made in the space like years ago, so I'm gonna put this up here so you can get an idea of what it looked like beforehand, and then I think you'll get a little bit of an idea from some of the other footage as well, but I apologize, I don't have a really good before and after shot because I lost all my before footage. C'est la vie. So the first thing that I needed to do was obviously sit down and decide what I wanted to change, what was realistic, what was most important, and my budget. I didn't want to spend a ton of money on this, so I budgeted upwards of $500. In full transparency, one of the most expensive things we got were our towel hooks. We'd been using command hooks since we moved in because the place didn't have enough hooks for our towels, and every summer we'd get a heat wave and they would just fall off the wall. No matter if it was a regular hook, the ones made for bathrooms, whatever it was, the heat wave would come and they'd fall off the wall. I got really tired of it, so we just invested in really nice hooks, and we went to Renovation to pick them out. It's a lovely store if you're ever in Portland to just go to and walk through if you like hardware, home decor, lighting, particularly hardware and lighting. Highly recommend it. It's one of my favorites. But we went there and we decided to invest in really nice hooks for our bathroom because that is something that we'll be taking with us when we leave and can reuse in bathrooms in the future. So it felt worth investing in something that we really liked. Then the next big expense I knew that I really wanted to invest in was the flooring. I wanted to get peel and stick tiles to cover up the flooring, and I knew that that was going to be expensive to do because in my experience, when it comes to peel and stick wallpaper, floor tiles, all those things, you really get what you pay for. If it's within your budget to go for a nicer one, I highly recommend it. This one I wasn't sure if I was going to do, and it ended up being one of the first things I did. I wanted to change the look of the mirror. We have a medicine cabinet mirror built in, and it had like the metal siding, this like silver metal siding that was starting to just look really dingy. At first I wanted to see if I could maybe like build a frame and like clip or magnet it on somehow. It just wasn't going to work because the space between the mirror and the outlet is so tight that there's no way that I could add that much of an extra thickness to be able to cover up what was there. But then I found a solution. I found that you can get these peel and stick moldings that are just kind of like perfect for doing like window panes. I think that's one of like the big things that people use them for, is creating like a pane in your window. If you have one that doesn't have that and you want that look, you can get them in all sorts of different colors: black, silver, gold, matte, shiny. I went with black, and you can get them in different thicknesses. So I was able to find the perfect thickness for our mirror and just peel and stick and put that on, and it completely changed the look of it. So those were some of the big things I wanted to do. And I'm going to now jump back in time to October for when I started the really biggest part of this project, the flooring. So I'll pop that footage in here. Hello, it is a Monday, and I had a little bit of extra time today because work was pretty light. I'm feeling pretty energized still at the end of the day, and I thought, let's see if we can make a little progress on the bathroom. And the first things I decided to do was to scrub the floor so that if we put anything down, it will be clean and ready to take on the surface. So I vacuumed, did a little duster mop thing to get anything that might have gotten missed, and then mopped it, and it is drying. And then while it was drying, I decided to lay out the tiles so I could get an idea of the pattern and how they specifically need to lay in order to look good. So here is the entirety of our bathroom floor. Right here in our dining room, so to give you, I guess, some scale on how tiny our bathroom is, that is the size of our bathroom in our dining room right now. Crazy, right? It's a tiny bathroom. But I'm really glad that I did decide to lay out all the tiles beforehand, because once I started laying them out, I realized like how specific the pattern is and how particular I need to be with how I place them. I mean, that seems like a duh, but just seeing it visually really, really helped that. So let's see if we can get the hard part done first. So the section of the bathroom I need to start with is this back corner, because with the radiator and the cutouts here, it's just gonna be more particular. So I actually did this part like a week or so ago. I ordered one of these things, these like special molding mold things. Very, very, very handy. It was like 10 bucks on Amazon. And I used it and some scrap paper to make some templates for the area with the radiator that's back there. So this was just a thick piece of paper I had, cereal box. And then I used some extra like old floor tiles from the same company, old samples that I had. Some stuff out so I could practice cutting through the actual tile and seeing how it would go. So I'll show you how my template showed up. So there's my template all in place, and kind of like that. I'll say this is the section that I find the most daunting, and the thing that I think absolutely has to be done first, because once that's done, this big open space is going to be a breeze. Okay, so that's my goal for the evening, is to see if I can't get the back 4 tiles cut and placed and done before dinner, and that's it. Then we'll be started and we'll be on a roll.
Mistake, I follow every move you make.
tricky.
I know that I said I have never been wrong, but we stopped talking long ago. I know that I'm lost, but I'm not moving on. Something between us still feels strong. I want you to know that with you I feel whole. And if this could last forever, I wouldn't have any other way. I want you to know that with you I'm never cold. Can we spend this life together? Any other way.
So with the flooring done, the next thing I wanted to do was the window. That one I don't have any footage of anymore because it was also unfortunately lost. We took a big pause and waited until January where my parents could come up and visit and my dad could help me finally replace that light. So I will put in the footage from that here. But yeah, because I had the feeling this was painted on and in place, I wanted to get a light fixture with a large back. This is the old light fixture we took off, which is probably original to like 1941. And look at it works for the world.
I follow every move you make, but I'm not sure if what I do is wrong.
So that was it. Once the light fixture was in, we were essentially done. Let's go into the bathroom and I'll show you how it all turned out. Ta-da! This is what our bathroom looks like now. And I replaced the plates on here. These are just some kind of pretty affordable ones from Amazon. These I also replaced, but I did that years ago. I'd replace the ones at the kitchen and I just replaced these at the same time so that they would match. Our new window treatment. So we have a blind that offers blackout when we need it, and then curtains as well in order to give us that nice little look, but then also the option of a little bit of privacy while being able to still get light in. Here, turn the light on because it's not quite light enough to be able to film without it. The mirror, our brand new light here. Ooh. Turn this part off again so you can see what the actual light looks like again in the space. And then our beautiful hooks. You might notice that the towels, this is my towel from White Company, this is a Crate and Barrel toddler towel, and they just happen to be in the same color range. And then of course the flooring. For our shower curtain and our shower mat, this is a space that I share with our toddler, so I wanted something that felt fun with her, but not too little kiddish. But anyway, I am so happy with how it turned out. I think that the space just looks so much nicer compared to how it used to look, and I'm just really, really happy with it. So with that, I am finally going to edit this and get it uploaded. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it all the way to the end, please give it a thumbs up. It really, really does make my day. And don't forget to subscribe for more fun videos. I have some great stuff coming up that I'm excited to share with you, including a full apartment reveal. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.
I know that I said I have never been wrong, but we stopped talking.